What do you need when the power goes out? This is an interesting comment that I got on my last video. It was from Farmby Gardens, and thank you for that message in the first place. This is very in-depth about what Farmby Gardens has around in case the power goes out. Now, before I get started, in the future I'm going to be doing a lot more of these. So I want to hear what's going on in your area, things that your stores don't have right now, maybe some prices that don't quite look right, crime, types of major crimes in your area, and maybe even ICE activity. I'm going to be doing more videos about these comments. So I want to see that in the comments, if you have additions to these lists, I'd like to see it. So stay tuned and make sure that if you are subscribed, please click the bell so that you get notifications. I've noticed when I look at my analytic data that only 4% of people are receiving notifications that are subscribed to me. So if you want to see the updates when they come out, make sure you have that clicked. Okay, so these are things that they have on hand when the power goes out. Now, a lot of things can cause a power to go out. Storms, all kinds of natural disasters, earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, wildfires that we've seen recently. Any one of these can cause a major power outage. You add into that the cyber crimes and different bad actors, and you just never know what's going to happen. And it's prudent to be ready for it. Now, I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm trying to enable you. So here's the list. Number 1 is cash. And I definitely agree with this. You should always have cash on hand. If the electricity's out or there's an internet outage or something like that, you're not going to be able to even get gas. So carry cash. Always have, this one says, gas stations frequently lose connectivity, as do grocery stores, etc. Have enough to purchase a full tank of gas and groceries you would need in a pinch, and always keep it with you, because these things are never expected, nor are they convenient. That is 100% correct. Even with nothing going on, when I'm driving back home from work, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and if I've gone down to, let's say, 1/8 of a tank, I'm down to my last couple of gallons in that tank, and the gas station doesn't have their card readers up, I can only pay with cash. If I don't have cash with me, I'm not getting gas. And this happens. This happens to big areas out here sometimes. So you should have at least a couple of $100 in your wallet, or stash somewhere where you can get it in your EDC. I carry probably $200 or $300 depending on where I am. I try to keep $300. I definitely have $100 in my pocket. I have another 100 in my EDC, and I keep another 100 in the vehicles. So always have that. Books. It's convenient to carry digital books, but it's best to have them in hard copy. Once again, I have to agree with this 100%. I love having the ability to have audiobooks on my phone, have Kindle, because I have a Kindle device. All of my Apple devices have Kindle software on them. But if you can't access the internet, if they can't verify your license, you're not going to be able to see your books. And that could be a problem. So a list of books that Farmby Gardens has here. The Bible. Okay, very important. Medical books. Herbal remedy books. Local plant identification books. how-to books. So, if you're not an electrician or a plumber, or you don't really know how to fix your car, you need to have these repair manuals. You need to have something that can guide you through. I've learned more homesteading than I thought I would ever know. And I already knew quite a bit because I am a do-it-yourselfer. I've never had really the wealth to just write a check to get my car fixed once it's out of warranty. So I've learned to fix my own cars back when I was 15 years old. Started tinkering with it, and now there's not much I can't do with a car. Same thing with furnaces, air conditioners. You've got to learn to do that stuff. They're very simple, very inexpensive repairs that you can do that will save you thousands of dollars in repairs. Children's books, if necessary. If you have children around, or maybe your family members will be coming and spending time with you and they have children, it's good to have children's books. Recipe books for you and pets. That's an important one too. People get really bored eating just, say, plain rice or plain beans or whatever it is that you're going to eat. It's good to have that, and for pets it's very important, because if you're out of pet food, they're going to be eating your food, and there are definitely ways to stretch what you don't eat into the dogs, not just handing them a pile of your table scraps. And entertainment books. That just goes without saying. So, on this list, medical books. I want to see what kind of books you guys are carrying, or what kind that you think we should have. So please put that in the comments. Herbal remedy books, once again, very important. If you have yarrow around, or mint, or wild oregano, all kinds of things grow wild. You just figure it out and keep those around in your herbal medicine cabinet. And use it if you don't have the ability to get to the store and get medicines that a doctor would prescribe you, or that you could just get over the counter. Local plant ID books, that goes right along with that. If you can't properly identify the plants in your yard and in your woods, you shouldn't be eating them, and you shouldn't be doing anything with them. So learn that. Learn those things. Have a book with you. Always have a field guide if you're not 100% confident in what it is that you're picking, because you can get yourself in trouble real fast. How-to books. Once again, what books do you guys have around? Children's books. Okay, go on to the next subject. Water. This one is big. Always have 5-gallon buckets of water ready to bring to bathrooms for flushing toilets if the power unexpectedly goes out. Have gallons of water under each sink for brushing teeth. Have water stored for animals and pets. Once again, very important. Animals and pets, livestock, chickens, turkeys, guinea, bunnies. You'll need enough for cooking too, and rehydrating foods if you store freeze-dried rations. Water for laundry, if you think it's going to be more than a few days without power, that's very important. Very good, thanks. Do you know how to wash laundry without modern technology? That's an important one too. I mean, it seems simple enough, but maybe it's not. And maybe I'll do a video on that sometime. Okay, they always tell us to have 1 gallon of water per person per day. No. And Farmby Gardens says you need to double that. Let's get real. 1 gallon a day, the random number is 6 feet of distance between people during COVID. And Farmby Gardens is absolutely right. You need more in reality. And you definitely do. Because, in the summer, I'm drinking 1 gallon of water a day. that doesn't even take into account all the other necessities for the water. Light. It's important. There are many great rechargeable motion sensor lights that conserve energy in a power outage. Only turn on when you enter the room. Okay, I have these. I have these all over my homestead, in the hallway, in the kitchen, so that I don't have to turn on lights when I get up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom, or if I need to go respond to something, or even just adjust the heat on that thermostat. These lights come on when I enter the room, and when I leave the room, they go off. They're inexpensive. I'll put a link to them in the description, and they're great. And they are rechargeable. And when I say rechargeable, it's USB-C like just about everything else. I have the lighting that I'm using right now for this video is plugged into USB-C. My camera's plugged into USB-C. Just about everything I have. All of my lights, my flashlights, headlamps, everything charged with USB-C. That's very important, and it's very cool because then you can charge it in your car, just into the cigarette lighter, for just like you would your cell phone or anything else. Food prep. Alternative heat source cookers are everywhere, cheap and available. Have these on hand. Make a simple cinder block rocket stove in your backyard if you have to, and keep it ready. Agree 100%. I've got a number of these. I've got camp stoves. I've got my propane or wood smoker grill. I use that so much. I mean, I probably cook more on that than I do in the house because I cook the meat in my family, and I always cook it out on the grill. Always. If it's 5 degrees out, I'm out on the grill. If it's a little nicer out, or if I'm smoking something, it's always on the smoker. And when I don't have propane, I just build a fire or put charcoal, lump charcoal in the bottom of the smoker, the main body of the smoker. It is an offset smoker, and I cook that way. Never out. Always have ability to cook. Meals. Plan to eat 2 meals a day, not 3. Wake up later, go to bed earlier. Breakfast and dinner is perfect. It's less fuel requirements, saved food stores, and it is just easier. And that is correct. I am today at one of my very primitive camps. I think we bought this place 12 years ago now. And when we would come out here on every weekend, we would come out here and stay in this camper right here. And it's so quiet out here. There are no roads, no traffic, no lights, no light pollution anywhere. And you know, in the summer when it got dark, you know, we would be sitting right out there at the fire ring. It would get dark. We would do maybe a half an hour of Bible study or reading or something of that nature. And then it was time for bed. And at that time I had little girls. They were, 8 and 9, I think. And they were ready for bed. And then we got up with the sun. I mean, it's just a natural lifestyle. It's a natural cycle that you may end up finding yourself in. And you don't really need to eat 3 times a day. You eat breakfast or lunch or a late breakfast. Eat dinner before sometime before you go to bed, and then go to bed. You find that it's just not that important that you have that third meal. And if it is, I understand. But we managed quite well on 2 meals a day all the time we were out here. And I know when I was in the military operating in a desert or a jungle or the mountains somewhere, I mean, we were working. We were really, really, really active. And sometimes we didn't eat 3 times a day. And sometimes that second meal, that lunch, was really just crackers and cheese or crackers and peanut butter, whatever we'd thrown in our pack. And we're on patrols carrying 40, 50 pounds, we were burning some calories. Okay, have easy meals planned, practiced, and ready to go. Oatmeal and dried fruits and nuts is easy when the power's out. Chia drinks, though they don't seem like a meal, are actually quite filling and so easy. That's going to need a little bit of description for somebody who's never had a chia drink. This goes back to the Tarahumara Indians who use this. They put chia in the water, let it sit overnight, and it gets kind of thick, and they put a little lemon in it, or a little lime, whichever one you want. And then you drink it, and it's a little bit gelatinous, but it is quite filling, and it's quite refreshing. It's a great way to start your day. 24 ounces of water, 3 tablespoons of chia seeds, and add some fruit powder, dried lemon zest, a sweetener of choice. Excellent emergency breakfast. Have these meals practiced, stored, and easily prepared. Now, what the author is saying here with regard to fruit powder, I think would be dehydrated fruit or freeze-dried fruit. If you don't have a freeze dryer, I know most people don't. We have one. And we freeze-dry fruit and then mash it into a powder. It's a great flavoring. Also, what you can do, you find the sumac, not poison sumac, not the white stuff, but the little red berry sumacs. They're really great, and they make almost like a lemonade. You just put them in water and let them soak and steep into a tea, and it tastes just like lemonade. And it's too late in the year for me to do that video right now, but I will, I promise, next year when the sumac is out, because it is a great plant. And they grow wild. Okay, contact info and plans. Have all of your important contact information on hard copies. Do not rely on phones to be working. Correct. Have your important contact info off your mobile phones and duplicate it onto paper. Okay, also along with this, if you have a group of friends, see, a lot of my friends obviously are very into prepping and survival, and we all do a lot of communication planning. So we know what frequencies on the radio are going to work for us at what times of the day and what times of the year. You may not know that yet. You may not, and I will do some videos on that, but I don't want to get too far into it. This isn't an amateur radio channel, and I don't want it to become one. I will do a segment on emergency communications and developing plans, things like that, but it's going to be very, very high level. So I don't want to get too in the weeds on stuff like that. But communication plans are very important. Okay, yeah, those are just a few things we all need to get practiced and ready for rocky times. But there's so much more. There is so much more to this than that. But yeah, and Farm Bee Gardens, I have to say thank you for taking the time to put this together. I really appreciate it. And I think the viewers are going to as well. And then he closes, or maybe she, I don't know whether it's male or female. Stay safe, everyone. God bless you and all your loved ones. In Jesus' almighty name, amen. Okay. So, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you enjoy this type of video. And I really want to hear your recommendations in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And please share this video with anybody, with loved ones, with family members, with friends, people that you that you think might gain something from this. And I hope to have them join along. And I'm going to put links to a lot of this stuff in the description. I won't put it in the comments. So everybody, stay safe.